Alright, today I have a really nice package that came all the way from Miami, Florida. Was very worried about it because I'd ordered it just before one of the storms, or in between the two storms, and I hadn't realized it was coming from Miami, Florida, but then I took a look as uh-oh. But one of the things I want to talk about very quickly before I show the records and how they were shipped is that some of the people in the record groups are making videos about the cost of records and how much they are. And as I mentioned before, I have record stores, but not to where I can get any good deals on records. You know, if I buy a record and find it on Discogs, I pay $7 for shipping plus $1.50 for the record. And then, so that's what, 8 something or whatever, but you know, locally I'd probably be paying $10. And then, you know, everybody knows that the Goodwill ship has sailed, and so you can't get any decent records there. You can't find even any 80s records or 90s records there. You can find none of that. Nothing with a guitar on the front of the cover. Nothing. If there's a guitar on it, it's all gone. Everybody's taken it, or Goodwill has thrown it online in hopes of selling it for big dollars. But you have to realize, even things like the records I picked up recently of Debbie Gibson, those were selling for less than $1 on Discogs and eBay and stuff like that. It just, you know, based on what the cover condition was and all of that fun stuff there. So again, as cheap as you think something might be and why it's not there, and the Goodwill taking all the rock records, those are still don't have a lot of values in some cases. So it just depends on what part of the United States you're at and what people are having, what they're thinking for. Anyway, let's get out of that and let's get into what I picked up here. I will try to show you the box if I can get to it here. And again, a little buckled here, but not a big deal. And this one came from, I try to give you the store name at the end of the video because I don't have the monitor computer turned on right now. But this was medium mail, and that's what most records are shipped as medium mail, because there's a perfect box for those, you know. And might as well ship them medium mail because they're heavy and you can't do a fair priority for this. If the USPS would do some sort of record-sized type box for priority, that would be a game changer, but it would probably be close to 20 bucks or something like that. And it would just be kind of really very expensive to ship a couple LPs. So the one that I had wanted, and again, everybody's using generic images except for aside for a few people. I had picked up North of a Miracle, the 2 7-inch set for $1 at a record store. It was just mixed in with the junk by mistake, and it was just sitting there. I think what happened is the 2 7-inches got stuck in one sleeve and they thought it was one, so they put it in the junk pile. But I got the LP, Nick Hayward, North of a Miracle. And again, this is one that looks really bad if you have a ton of chipping on the edges because it's black. So it gets really beat up, and it looks really terrible with ring wear there. Very young Nick Hayward there. You know, solo effort or whatever you want to call it. Just a basic cover there, but sorry for the glare there. I'll try to get most of it on camera here. It's not easy to do. But I wanted that one, and the seller shipped them in these not call it poly bags, but these record sleeves here, these thin plastic record sleeves, and two per sleeve. And then they shipped the inner sleeves with the record away from the cover, so I think they kind of know what they're doing here. This one had some creasing and damaging on it, but the inner sleeves usually get beat up here. And there is the song listings and stuff on the back here. And then there is the inner sleeve picture there, which you sometimes see in the listings here, with the double-decker bus going by and the old style bicycles there. It's a really cool picture there, I think. And just, this was like $3.60 odd cents. I picked the cheapest one on Discogs, and I think I got one of the better copies. Check out the vinyl here, and the vinyl looks very, very fresh and hardly unplayed there. So how cool is that? They probably ultrasonically cleaned it or something, I don't know. A little bit of film on here from being cleaned or something like that, but looks really, really great. I'm sorry I touched it a little bit there, but the Arista label is a little kind of weird looking there, so maybe when it was cleaned or something like that. I'm just looking. No, the Arista label is probably okay. It's got a little bit of I want to say discoloring to it, but maybe when somebody cleaned it and they got the label super wet. I have really no idea. Really don't know. But more or less, you know, I got a pretty decent deal on this one, and I'm happy with that one. So let's put all this together like so, and we'll do the next one here. I don't want this to be a 40-minute video. The next one here is kind of interesting here. This is Merchant Rocket. And it's got Rocket, Pain and Danger, Caribbean Connection, and Be Careful. I think I listened to Rocket on YouTube and I liked it pretty well. This is on Ben Mac record. Ben Mac. And the musicians are Errol Ince, Clyde Mitchell, Savon Sylvester, Dennis Wilkinson, Kenny Phillip, Eman, hey, Eman is the bass. Eman, Leston Paul, Toby Tobias, and Errol Wise. And there's something interesting about this Merchant Rocket here. I'll put that there. I really liked one of the songs on there, so I figured I'd grab that one. It's just cool looking cover there. But what's really interesting is look at the brown tone sleeve. Look at that crazy, crazy brown tone sleeve. It's almost like it was made that way. But I know it wasn't, because you take the record out of the sleeve there and you flip it over here. It's the same, but look at that. It's regular paper on the inside. So something happened to this sleeve. I'm going to replace that, but it's very cool looking though. I probably will replace that. Something came in contact with it. This one's got some fingerprints and a few things on it, but it looks like it's super playable. And somebody had signed it. It looks like an autograph there. Maybe the person that owned it, maybe one of the musicians, I don't know. But let me know if you can see that or know what that is. But that's on both sides there. That same oopsie daisies. That same one there, a little slippery there, but the same one right there on both sides. So that could have been, it looks like Wayne Carter or something like that. I can't really read that. Don't know. Interesting. Maybe I thought he was maybe one of the musicians on there. I had to do some homework on that and see if that's somebody's autograph or just somebody wrote their name on it. Most people will sign their name in some sort of non-script there, but that's not always true. So I'll put this one back here and we'll be done with that one there. So we have 6 of them, so we got 4 more to go through. Then again, a lot of the generic images do not give an idea of what the covers are. This one here is a punch out here. I did not know that, and I might have stopped it from buying it as if I knew it was a punch out. But this one here is the Bus Boys, Money Don't Make No Man, and there is the Bus Boys there. I don't know much about them, but I did enjoy one of their songs. And this is still in the original shrink, which is kind of interesting. Somebody, probably got this as a promotional and they decided they didn't want to keep it and left it in the original plastic. So it was not played very much, if at all. Maybe just one spin there. Again, more stuff from the 80s there. There's the group of the Bus Boys there. Won't go through all the musicians there. And the record here is super mint. On this particular label. I don't know if that's a promotional or anything, but the Bus Boys, Money Don't Make No Man, and I don't remember which song that I liked, which one that I really liked here. It might have been Never Giving Up. I don't remember. Probably it was Money Don't Make No Man. It was probably a good one there. And then again, here's the songs right here. Again, I don't know much about the Bus Boys, but I will tell you that other than Nick Hayward, this $3.60 odd cents or whatever for that one, these were $1.55 each, and there was hundreds and hundreds to look at for records that were $1.55. How crazy is that one there? And I picked out what I wanted, and this is why I said don't complain about the record prices. If you complain, find somewhere else to get records. This one here is Alex Rosum, Lost to the Street, and this is actually a promotional one that I did not know, so it's a promotional stamp there. It doesn't make it that much more valuable, but it's kind of interesting. So Alex Rosum, Lost to the Street, and probably Lost to the Street maybe was the one that and there's the back of the cover there on Warner Brothers, and the inner sleeve here. And they all had their inner sleeves, which is nice there. So there's that one there, and that's Alex Rosum probably right there and there. And then there are the songs right here. And then we have the record here, which is in very good condition. It looks like it has been basically never played. And some of these, forgotten 80s, it's like you play it once and it's like, okay, I'm going back to Duran Duran. And that's what happens. That is exactly what happens. So there is that one there in very nice condition. Again, some of these records are just... a lot of people would consider them in terrible condition other than the vinyl, and they would never, but, I am not one of those collectors that's like comic book guy. And unfortunately, a lot of record collectors are like comic book guy. They would never touch these with a 10-foot pole. They have to go whatever the newest releases are. It's very generic way of thinking, but a lot of people on YouTube are there just to promote the new stuff. But this is Hammer Black Sheep. And I guess, I don't know if it's Jan Hammer or Jan, but everybody calls him Jan Hammer. And Jan Hammer is the guy who did the Miami Vice theme. Hammer Black Sheep, some sort of electronic music, I think. This is from like 79 or whatever. And I can't remember if it was Jetstream I listened to, but I liked it well enough, and I needed another one to... This is on Asylum Records, and I can't remember if The Who was on Asylum, or... I don't remember. I know somebody big in rock was on Asylum Records there with that particular logo there. But very cool to have that one there. And then the inner sleeve here... I should have had the fan on here. Hammer Black Sheep there with the songs there. And then there's Jan Hammer there from Miami Vice theme. And we've got a practically mint vinyl again here on Asylum there. Again, that's that very iconic Asylum Records. And I think this was from 79. Yeah, 1979. So that's kind of the edge of the music I'm collecting. I do collect 70s stuff, but I don't really listen to a lot of my 70s music. And then we have the last one here. I think this is a 12-inch. I was not sure. I thought I was getting a tiny little record here, but I got a practically one was still with the wrapping on it. Somebody paid originally $4.99 for this. I did not pay $4.99. Transvision Vamp, I Want Your Love, I Don't Want Your Money mix. So there was that one there. And again, this might have been one of the last ones I chose. And so there's that one there. And again, this is on Uni Records. I don't remember anything on Uni being anything super outstanding there, but I enjoyed this one well enough. And I figured, you know what, might as well get it. Yeah, so let's just take a look at the vinyl here. And this one was shipped all in one here because there was no inner sleeve here. But yeah, it looks like it was cleaned and there's there's some dust there a little bit. But for the most part, again, not hardly ever played or cleaned very well or taken very good care of. Craziness, again. So this was all under about $17 for everything there. And again, all of these came in these plastic slips here. I do have these. I like to get the slightly heavier ones, but I will use those for now. And it was a great order, and it all started off with this one right here. We'll go back to here, Mr. Hayward here, and it all started because I was looking for a copy of this. So how cool, drop this one here, and how cool is that to get, sort of what you wanted. Very cool order. Hope you enjoyed that only 13 minutes of blabber mouthing, and thank you for watching.